You hear on the news every single day about how the S&P 500 hit a new high, or the market is down because the S&P dropped. But what actually is the S&P 500? Why does everyone care so much about it, and why should you be investing in it? By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what the S&P 500 is, how it works, why it's basically the heartbeat of the US economy, and, most importantly, the easiest ways for beginners like you and me to start investing in it right now in 2026. The S&P 500 is not a single stock you can buy. It's an index. Think of it like a scoreboard that tracks the performance of 500 of the biggest, most important publicly traded companies in the United States. It was created back in 1957 by a company called Standard & Poor's. These 500 companies are chosen based on things like market size, liquidity, and making sure different industries are represented, like tech, healthcare, finance, consumer stuff, and energy. As of March 2026, the index is sitting around 6,775 to 6,780 points. That number has climbed a ton over the years, from about 4,800 just a couple years back to over 7,000 at its peak recently. That's massive growth. The S&P 500 represents roughly 80% of the entire U.S. stock market's value. When people say the stock market is up or the economy looks strong, they're usually talking about the S&P 500. Not all 500 companies have the same impact. The index is market cap weighted. That means bigger companies move the needle way more. For example, right now the top companies are Nvidia, which is around 7% of the entire index, Apple, which is about 6%, and Microsoft, roughly 5%, and so on. So if Nvidia has a great day and jumps 5%, the whole S&P 500 feels it a lot more than if some smaller company does the same. That's why you sometimes see headlines like "Tech stocks drag the market down," because a handful of mega-cap tech companies basically run the show these days. Over the long run, the S&P 500 has been one of the best wealth-building tools ever. Since the 1950s, it has delivered average annual returns of around 10%. That means if you invested $10,000 30 years ago and just left it, it'd be worth hundreds of thousands today. Of course, there were crashes in 2008 and 2020 during COVID, and even some choppy periods in 2022 and 2023, but historically, the market always recovers and hits new highs eventually. The S&P 500 is diversified and beats most professional fund managers over time. So there you have it. The S&P 500 is the simplest and most proven way to invest in the growth of America's biggest companies without overthinking it. If you're thinking, I should probably start investing in this, drop a comment below. Or are you already in an S&P 500 fund? If this helped, smash that like button, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss my next beginner investing video.